all protocol observed. Good morning. My name is Abdulwahab Mbarak. I'm a Kenyan citizen representing our country, also doing a case study on Mombasa. So I've prepared like 37 slides. I believe they're very long slides, and it's very difficult to do this kind of presentation when you have like 10 minutes and you're about to break for tea. So I promise I'll be very brief and precise, be able to concentrate on some of the key presentations, at the same time be able to rush through the others. So that's my title. I'm the Chief Officer in charge of trade in the county government of Mombasa, which is in Kenya. Next, please. So that is the agenda I had prepared, hoping and believing that I'll be able to get a minimum of an hour. But unfortunately, I'll see how best I'll be able to rush. I'll explain about our geopolitical information on our country. I'll also explain the establishment of county governments, which is a devolved system of governance within the country, the administrative structure, as well as the automated services that we have been able to implement so far. And some of them I've highlighted is basically the Unified Single Business Permit, which incorporates fire, also incorporate the outdoor advertising. Within the same system, we have a standalone application for liquor licensing. So that is one. We also have prepared a presentation on the Econstruction Permit that we have also implemented within Mombasa, as well as the new kid in the block that we launched sometime 2 months ago, that is the Mombasa portal. So basically, we can proceed to the next slide. So this is about our country. Basically, this is the African map where Kenya is located along the equator, as you can see on the hand right side. That is some of the quick facts about our country. It covers around 592,000 square kilometers. Out of that, we have a land surface of around 580 square kilometers, and we have 11,000 square kilometers for water. Our country borders Uganda, Tanzania, Somalia, Ethiopia, and South Sudan in the larger context of the East African community. Again, we have a slightly bigger population than Estonia. That is around 43 million people, and is the 4th largest economy in Africa. So that is a quick information about our country, Kenya. We can go to the next slide. So I will quickly take you through the new constitution as a country we have been able to enact sometime in August 2010, whereby the constitution paved way for the new system of governance, that is the introduction of county governments. So basically, currently what we have now, we have two systems of government that are interdependent, that is the central government. The central government has 3 arms. We have the executive arm, which is headed by the president, deputy president, and we have the cabinet secretary. In a simpler language, we call them the ministers. We have the legislation. In legislation, we have divided it in 2 parts. We have the National Assembly, which is headed by the Speaker. We have the members of Parliament in it. Then we have the upper house, which is the Senate. We have the Speaker of the Senate, and we have the senators, which are basically representing the new devolved system of government. They're basically 47 elected, and we have others appointed. So that is a brief overview of our system of governance through the enactment of the new constitution. Next. please. So the administrative structure of county governments, we have 47 county governments within the Republic of Kenya. For myself and my colleagues who are seated, we represent the county of Mombasa, which is county 001, in the schedule that has been able to list all the 47 county governments. Thank you. Yes, thank you very much. So in counties, as I've earlier explained in the national government structure, we have two arms of county governments. We have the executive arm, which is headed by the governor, deputy governor, and we have the county executive committee members that are equivalent to the county ministers at the county level. On the other arm of the government, we have the county assembly, which is somehow similar to the National Assembly, and is also headed by the county speaker, and is also represented by the members of county assembly, which are basically a representative of the county at the various wards level within the jurisdiction of the county. So in Mombasa, we have 6 members of parliament that represent us in the National Assembly, and we have 1 senator who also sits in the National Senate, representing the interest and the people of the county. So in sometime 2014, when the county government came into being, we inherited basically manual processes. Our governor of Mombasa, His Excellency Hassan Ali Joho, worked very closely with the World Bank Group to see how best, as a county, we can be able to realize our vision. So we engaged the World Bank Group through the Kenya Investment Climate Program to be able to automate some of our key business processes, to be able to position Mombasa, which is not only a county, but it's a gateway to East Africa, the countries that are bordering, because it has the largest port in the East African community. So the services that we have been able to automate through the partnership with the World Bank is the Unified Single Business Permit. Within it, we have also automated fire services, outdoor advertising. We have also automated liquor, which also went live some 2 months ago. And we have also automated our Econstruction Permit. So that is how we used to operate when we came into being as a county in terms of the single business permit. As you can see clearly on your screen, this is our banking hall. And it acts as a main central point to get all our permits. It has around 6 tellers, and it's a requirement for all businesses within the county, be it small, medium, or large, to be able to get a permit to transact within the county. So previously, as you can see, very frustrated business people queuing to get a service and to be able to pay. So just to take you through, one has to go through teller number 1, which is on your immediate left. You will have to queue for a couple of minutes, depending on the time that you went. If you went through off-peak season, you are lucky. You may spend 30, 40 minutes. You'll be able to queue inside the banking hall. If you're not lucky, you proceed to a peak season. The queues can take you maybe 50 or 60 meters. So it can take you even outside our building to queue for a service for one to acquire a permit. So you'll have to get to teller number 1, queue, get an application form for the permit that you want to apply. Walk out of that queue, find a place where you can be able to find a chair, a pen, fill in those application forms, then come back and queue again to teller number 2. So spend another 30, 40 minutes, for you to be able to submit your filled application form, hoping that the teller will not take you back to refill some of the unfilled areas. So if you're lucky, you'll be able to submit your application. After review, you'll be given an invoice. Through this system, the manual one, we use not to collect money within the same teller. So you'll be given an invoice and be asked to come back with a banker's check. So after doing 2 queues, you walk out, find the nearby bank within your jurisdiction. You have to find another queue inside for you to prepare a banker's check, acquire one, come back again, join another queue for you to be able to submit your payment. You submit your payment in queue, teller number 3 or 4, which you'll be given a receipt. Then you walk now to the back end of our offices, where you will physically now meet our chief licensing officer, who will look at all the application, the documentation, hoping and believing that will not be able to be sent back and get a copy of your last year permit to be able to confirm the payment you're making now is similar to the one that you made last year. You finish that process, because all businesses have to also acquire a fire certificate to be able to get a service in the event that your business gets on fire. That service will not be able to get it from here, so you'll have to move from one location to another location, which is a few kilometers, to be able to acquire that service. So in brief, that is how our processes are. They are opaque, very lengthy processes. You'll have to undergo very long queues to be able to get the service that is required. And what we are about to present to you is basically the 2 pictures you are seeing. A huge paradigm shift from where you'll have to queue to a comfort of your office, so long as you either have your laptop, your desktop, your mobile, smartphone, or even an iPad, and you are connected with the internet. So you no longer have to come to our offices for you to be able to get this important service. So this is our main page for you to get the service. And basically, what we have introduced is an automated system that is basically processing permits for new businesses or for renewals for those businesses that are already in existence. So these are some of the benefits that comes with the automation. You no longer have to queue. You no longer have to get a physical or manual application form. You get into our system. We have an automated application form. You'll be able to fill it in and submit it online. And it's also integrated with an electronic payment platform. So it makes it life very easy for us to give quality services. So the business owner, he can be able to constantly get notification in terms of submitting his successful application. He'll get a notification through an email and also through his mobile phone so that he can be able to confirm that indeed that application has gone through. And whenever approvals are issued, notifications are also sent. So in the manual process, if you're lucky enough, you can be able to spend maybe 2 or 3 days for you to get a permit. But what I will take you through will really amaze you. So I'll take you through step by step, whereby you will log in into our system. Immediately, you will have to create your, register yourselves, provide your information to eCitizen. eCitizen is a one-stop portal for national government, which has a huge database in terms of all the registered businesses that are operating within the country. So for us, we leverage off the database of the national government through our mutual cooperation, whereby once an individual either a Kenyan or a foreigner and is validly within the country, he can be able to key in his credentials. The system can be able to acknowledge those credentials and be able to take him forward to the next step. So once you have gotten your information, you will log in using those credentials, and you will see a dashboard that basically gives you the various services as a county we provide. So either you are an existing businesses, you will go straight to renewals. For those new businesses operating in Mombasa, you will get a new application form for you to apply. For those who have the permits and maybe are moving from one physical location to the other, they can be able to log in and update their business information. So that is how the application forms looks like. In case one opt to apply for a business permit, you will get you will basically put in your business name, your physical location. The system gives you an opportunity to pick the business category which fits in to your business. So if you are a small enterprise, you will pick a small enterprise. If you are a medium, large, you will have to pick for yourself for the type of business that you have and be able to move on. Immediately you have submitted your application, you will get an invoice through the system, and for this example is basically around 3,500 Kenya shillings. It gives you various options for you to be able to pay, which are on your dashboard. You will pick one. Upon successful payment, you will receive a notification that indeed your payment has been received instantly through the back end of the system, and you will get a notification where you can be able to view your permit. So as a county, we give provisional permits which are valid for 90 days to be able to allow you to operate your business, at the same time allow the county to be able to do its checks through the field application forms. So this is how our permit looks like. On the top hand side of it, that it will reflect a provisional permit. All the areas that have been filled at the application stage will be highlighted on the permit itself. And this is the bottom side of the permit, which we have been able to provide a QR code on it to be able to authenticate with our database that indeed the permit issued is genuine. And it has a signature, automated signature of the Chief Licensing Officer. So you don't have to see the Chief Licensing Officer for you to be able to sign on your behalf. So again, these are some of the benefits through the system. You don't have to queue during the peak season. It allows for multiple users to be able to engage with the system at the same time. It reduces the cost of the business in terms of the time wasted and also the cost involved in transportation, because it used to be a very centralized point of application. It's also provide a very convenience to the businesses because they can be able to get notification at various levels within their emails as well as the SMSs. It also minimizes the human interaction, and this helps us a lot in terms of reducing corruption and also giving an opportunity for our officers to be able to make personal judgment to a very business process. So in a nutshell, those are the benefits of the electronic single business permit that we have been able to automate. I will run quickly through the e-construction permit, which my colleague who will have been here to make this presentation, but by the time I'm standing here before you, he has not been able to get his visa, unfortunately. So I'll walk you through quickly. This is a system that has been spearheaded and implemented by the Department of Lands, and it went live in March 2015. And it allows for the registered architect to submit their plans online. Notification for payments, amendments, uploading into the system for verification and processing of approvals. So initially, when this e-construction system went live, it had a front end of it in terms of processing all the plans, but it didn't have the electronic payment module on it at the time of the launch. And it basically provides this kind of effects in terms of reduced compliance for the private sector, easing the process of approval. And in December 2016, the department and as a county in large, we were able to incorporate the electronic or the automated payment platform into the e-construction permit, which also incorporated the inspection compliance. Even after the issuing of the construction permit, the monitoring of the actual construction can be monitored by the building inspectors, and also it has been connected to the final aspect for once the building is completed, you can be able to apply for an occupation permit, and you can be able to get it one. So the department is currently looking at additional automation to improve the current system for the e-construction. They are looking at land consolidation, subdivision, extension of users, integration of zoning maps of the various places within the county into the system. And this is how we used to operate before the automation. I think the picture speaks 1,000 words in terms of how this manual process brought about inconvenience, not only for the private sector, but as a government as a whole. So these are the challenges. In terms of the previous manual process, it used to take us around 1 or 2 months on average. If you're lucky, if not, it can be able to extend because we rely on manual access of documentation to enable our officers to review the application and give their input. So these are the challenges. We are missing files. Some of the documentation within the files are lost. We have a lot of middlemen, hence increase the cost of the application. Poor enforcement mechanism, again, lengthy, opaque process, and also the payment aspect was barely manual. So these are the benefits. Some of them are similar to the one for the e-single business permit, but I would like to highlight the reduction of turnaround time for the approval of the construction permit from an average of 1 or 2 months to between 7 and 14 days. So that is a plus for us and a plus for the private sector, and it does away with the middlemen, the quacks that exist in terms of calling themselves architects and so on, because what we rely in our database are registered professionals, because we lie with the associations, bodies of various associations, to be able to confirm that indeed Mr. So-and-so is a professional in the various field. This is application requiring assistance application. These are part of the way forward in terms of incorporating various areas. So in a nutshell, that we had in terms of the e-construction permit. Lastly, is the Mombasa investment portal, which we launched. The picture that you're seeing, that is our port of Mombasa, which has gone tremendous expansion for the last few years through the funding of the national government, of course, and other development partners, including Japan. So we came up with this investment portal to be able to position Mombasa as a global investment destination. These are the reasons why we automated these processes, because unlike previously, if one wants to inquire about a specific project within Mombasa, it is very hard for the investor to be able to get in touch with the parent department. For instance, if he's looking for available land for either a lease or even for free to be able to put up, for example, low-cost housing. So to be able to get in touch with that department is very difficult, not unless you have to go through someone that knows someone within the county. So as a platform or as a government, we thought it was important to provide a platform where we have been able to bring on board all stakeholders that is internal within the county to be able to interact with the investor from wherever you are. You can log in into our portal. It has some up-to-date information that the county has been able to prepare. The information, some of it, we normally rely with the national government agency, like the Kenya Investment Authority, to be able to confirm the facts and figures, and we'll be able to position that opportunity in one portal. So in a nutshell, that is the reason why we came up with this portal. There are a lot of benefits for investors in terms of getting accurate information. You can be able to get in touch through the same portal, and we can be able to reply to you within a maximum of 48 hours. So basically, we have provided a menu within the inquiry form, which can assist you to locate the specific sector which you are interested in. And that specific inquiry will go directly to the parent department, which of course will have to review and be able to send you the information. So these are the benefits that are anticipated through the portal of Mombasa. And some of the services, the investment portal that will be able to give is basically facilitate business registration, because within the county, we have a directorate of investment, which sits within trade, and they handle all investment inquiry in terms of supporting the investor to get the various permits within the county, collaborate with national government, support in terms of identifying premises, which is the best location to be able to do which kind of business, we can be able to assist you. So basically, we hold your hand through the whole process until you realize your investment. So I hope I was short and brief. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Thank you. Let's take time one short question. The question comes from here.
Thank you. Very impressive presentation. The question I have is, I'm sure that the improvement in efficiency has created opportunities for people, but in terms of the administration, did it eliminate jobs? And if so, have you been able to transition the positions that were cancelled in other positions in the administration?
Thank you very much for that question. Indeed, the automation brought about its own benefits. One of them, it reduces the human interaction. So yes, some of our staff didn't have any kind of job to be able to do at the onset of the automation. But what we did, because we have several other processes, over 1,000 processes, which are still manual. So what we did, we trained them for the other manual processes, and then we be able to reallocate them some duties so that at least they feel part and parcel of the county.
Mm-hmm. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Small gift.